Moldova looks like the next best country for Russia to try taking back and form into their Soviet Union. The reason for this is because a massive influx of refugees are running into Moldova. So this means there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of instability in that region. The other reason for this is because they're not a part of NATO. So legally, NATO can't really defend them. There hasn't been too much training in Moldova, so the Moldovans are not going to be as tough and as good as the Ukrainians who've been training since about 2014, 2015. The other reason is because there is a breakaway region in Moldova called Transnistria. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but this breakaway region primarily speaks Russian. They have Russian-Soviet ties all the way back from the 90s. They are not recognized by the rest of the world. You are not going to find this on a map, but just like in the eastern portions of Ukraine, where Russia found justification to go into Ukraine, Russia can now find justification to go into Moldova and bring their people back, to start handing out passports just like they did in eastern Ukraine. So, the only way generals and tacticians are saying that Russia will go into Moldova is this. The port city of Odessa needs to be captured so that Russia can have a foothold and can have a logistics train to go into Moldova, because it's going to be quite a complicated task. Right now, Odessa is not too much in the news. Odessa has been attacked a couple times from the air. And the people of Odessa have been training. They've been getting ready for a major fight. Right now, we are seeing all of the news in Mariupol, Odessa's neighboring city up north. And Mariupol right now is a horrible zone of just chaos, people laying in the streets, being taken out. It's very horrible for both sides. But again, and Odessa has not been seeing too much action, but they are seeing what's happening in Mariupol. And so it just looks like Russia is just trying to level Mariupol, and then they will move on to Odessa. Because at the time of making this video, it looks like the Russian forces are re-gearing up, getting ready, and focusing all of their attacks in the eastern portion of Ukraine. Russia needs to take these two port cities in order for them to hold all of eastern Ukraine, because then again, they can use these as logistic supply trains. Whether or not they want to go into Moldova, they need the port city of Odessa. Because if they have Mariupol, Odessa can just cut them off with their own attacks from naval ships, stuff like that. Now, the irony of Russia wanting to take out Odessa is that back during World War II, the Soviets actually tried to hold Odessa from the Germans in about a 70-day conflict. So again, there is a lot of Russian influence in this part of the world, in Odessa, in these coastal cities of the Black Sea, especially in Moldova, northern Romania. All of these people speak Russian or some sort of Russian dialect. And again, the Soviet Union only fell in the 90s, so there is a lot of cultural influence. However, this does not mean that they want Russia to go and save them, as Russia is trying to portray to the rest of the world. Even most of the Russian people don't want this to happen, but you're not hearing about it unless you do your research and look into underground sources of Russian people speaking their minds. So, right now, we need to keep an eye on Moldova. We need to keep an eye on Odessa, because this looks like the next move tactically for Russia to want to try capturing this port city. Again, another important thing about port cities is that Russia does not have warm water ports. Warm water ports are very important because you might wonder, why is Russia in Syria? It's because they have warm water ports, and this means that they can keep their ships in these ports and they can work on the ships and not have to worry about the ships breaking down, ice covering the ships. And Odessa is in a region where Russia can park these ships and they can work on their ships just in case anything happens. And Russia lacks warm water ports. I want you to remember that, because in the next coming weeks and probably months, we're going to start seeing Odessa be a very big tactical advantage or gain for either Ukraine or Russia. And Moldova, they are not too far from Odessa, only a few miles down the road. So keep in mind everything that's going on. I hope nothing happens. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We're going to keep monitoring this situation. Again, I hope nothing happens.